Evaluate the success of Instagram stories. How would you evaluate the success of Instagram stories? Make it harder. List at least 5 different metrics you would look at. This is a major success question. These questions are asked to gauge your familiarity with common metrics such as DAOs, MAUs, A/B testing, and ability to map user behaviors and flows to impact metrics. A great product manager will also be able to deeply understand when metrics sometimes fail, that is blind spots. Knowing metrics closely is also a crucial to demonstrate the impact of a project, whether it's after launching or the ongoing impact. Let's follow the major success formula to tackle this type of questions. Number one, ask clarifying questions. State the goal of the feature product, behavior mapping or UX flow mapping. Provide criteria to prioritize your metrics, and summarize. Asking clarifying questions. It's important to get clarification on the purpose of measuring the impact of Instagram stories. For example, the interviewer might want to push stories significantly for youth or for users in Asia. In additional, depending on the timeline to ask, they might care more about short-term competitions such as being Snapchat or long-term profitability. So, do we care about success in a specific region or demographic, for example, a particular country or age range? Do we want to emphasize engagement and retentions or profitability? Let's assume the main emphasis is overall engagement. So, state the goal of the feature or the product. To ensure alignment with the interviewer, take it into account clarifications before starting the goal of the feature or product. Great. So the goal of Instagram stories is twofold. Since stories disappear after only 24 hours, it's a way for users to use the platform in a way that less serious and more playful. It's a great way to improve engagement, retention, and stickiness of the platform as a whole. Since it also pushes users to share more, also since stories take up the whole screen on mobile, it's a great opportunity to later monetize as the user's entire viewport and thus attention is captured. I'll say the main goal is engagement and stickiness with the tertiary goal of retention. Behavior mapping, UX flow mapping. Even though Instagram is not a two sided marketplace, there are still two types of users when it comes to stories: producers and viewers. Keep them both in mind when evaluating metrics to use. Behavior mapping, UX flow mapping. So, even though Instagram is not a two sided marketplace, there are still two types of users when it comes to stories, producers, and viewers. Keep them both in mind when evaluating metrics to use. When evaluating stories, there are two kinds of users. Let's call them producers and viewers. Producers upload content while viewers consume it. Producing is a high friction. Users needs to record a video or take a picture and upload it, while viewers just need to tap once and to start viewing stories. Let's map users flow and score each action from 1 to 5, 5 meaning highest engagement action. So step 1, open the Instagram. Step 2, post your story. Step 3 could be either you DNF, like uh, uh, second is like taking a picture, uploading picture to story, view story, reply/engagement. And step 2 are like post story and view story. So number 1 is leaving did not finish, DNF. Measuring this is a crucial for knowing disengagement. Churn rates, I would rate this a 5. Taking a picture. Taking a picture is the first step to uploading a story. So it's pretty important. However, user can also take pictures to upload on their main feed. So this is not a huge indicator for stories. I would rate this as a 2. Taking a picture and then leaving would be a part of the did not finish flow. Uploading picture to story. This is the goal behavior we want for from a producer, so it's critical. We measure it. Let's rate this as a 5. Viewing a story. This is the goal behavior we want from a viewer. I would rate this as also 5. And replying to a story, this is also a great sign of engagement from the viewer, and let's rate this as a 5. So the 5 ratings are DNF, uploading a story, viewing a story, and replying to a story, and 2 score is taking a picture. So next step is provide criteria to prioritize your metrics. Provide a framework to reason about which metrics to prioritize. This is super important. Your interviewer cares more about how you reason than providing the right answer. So, while both producers and consumers are necessary for the ecosystem, we should focus on measuring producers' engagement since we were likely to be supply constrained. I would bet that the number of producers are a better signal for engagement and stickiness of the product. From there, we want to look at conversion of our viewers to ensure supply health is balanced out by demand health. Prioritize the metrics. In addition to common metrics, aim to be specific to the product in question. Like I mentioned, we will focus on prioritizing metrics based on supply engagement first. We also should emphasize how often producers post. This is a good signal for retention and will inherently lead the engagement on the demand side. Another important metric for them is their story engagement rate. How many of the people's followers view the story? In addition to the metrics such as DAOs and MAUs, I would also look at a couple of more specific metrics. The percentage of producers who complete the upload flow. This is an important metric to see how and where people fall off in uploading content. Next is story engagement conversion rate. The percentage of users who engage, whether by viewing and replying with a story. If this is low, posters will stop posting as it means viewers are not actually viewing. All in all, all in all, I would rank metric in importance in the following order. Number 1, percentage of users who upload a story. Number 2, story producers stickiness. Number 3, number of stories posted per user per day. And number 4, average views or average potential audience. Number 5, percentage of users who engage either viewing or replying with a story. Conversion funnel for posting stories and average views per story. To summarize, to recap, if I were evaluating the success of Instagram story, I would mostly at retention rate of producers and then daily users. For viewers, reasons begin that content is supply constrained and that producers are a higher quality signal of engagement than just viewing. I would also further look into rates of engagement in each flow, uploading and viewing. Getting an estimated percentage of low engaged users are should be uh, or should help gauge the health of stories and deem it a success of not.